Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Jeff. So today we're going to go ahead and make this video to talk about the misconceptions about Hawaii. So there's a lot of things that, people believe are true about Hawaii, and some of them are true and some of them are not. For example, have you been to a luau? A lot of people want to know. They're like, do you go to luau's all the time? Do you guys luau every weekend? A luau is basically a Hawaiian party, okay? An emu is where they would, it's like a rock oven, where they would smoke a pig or whatever's for dinner. But most people in Hawaii do not actually go to luau's. Luau's are most commonly practiced by resorts. So they've found a way to have a party themed in Hawaiian, a Hawaiian themed party, and sell tickets, but most families, Hawaiian families, local families, they do get together. There's a very strong family vibe in Hawaii, and that's nice to see. It's refreshing, right? But I don't think they call them luau's. I don't even think they really have a name for them. More than anything, they just kind of get together and go to the beach, and that's why there's so many cabanas, and the whole family will go and they'll barbecue and cook and talk and have fun and just fellowship with each other as family members. But the luau, people doing hula and like dancing and all that, that's resorts. Next thing is, let's just talk about these Hawaiian shirts, aloha shirts. So really, I know I wear these a lot, right? More often than not, that's not, really a Hawaiian thing. It's more of a, I guess I could say it's a haole thing. I mean, most locals, they don't really wear Hawaiian shirts either. I mean, some of the older guys, they do, but most of the younger generations, they wear board shorts, flip flops, and some rash guard or some shirt like that, tank top. But that's what the locals wear. But guys like me, I guess, and I say guys like me, I mean like guys who work in a more business environment. Sometimes this is more the preferred attire to a suit and tie. For example, the banks, Hawaiian Bank or Bank of Hawaii. It's pretty nice, so that's good. Everyone surfs. They say, "Oh, you're from Hawaii? You live in Hawaii? You must surf every day." A lot of people do surf. A lot of people do bodyboard, but not everybody does it, okay? There is a lot of people, even babies, yes. But not everybody surfs. Okay, another misconception. I'm moving to Hawaii to get away from the rat race. I don't think you can get away from the rat race no more here than you could in, the suburbs of Chicago or Kentucky. I always say Kentucky, right? But Florida or any other suburban community, rural community, so to say. I mean, you got a big city in Honolulu, gridlock traffic. You're going to be stuck in traffic like a son of a gun if you're in Honolulu. A lot. It's all over that island, gridlock. Even here on Big Island, Maui gets it. I mean, every island gets that gridlock traffic. So you just gotta deal with it. Yeah, not everybody who lives in Hawaii or is a Hawaii resident, such as myself, is a Hawaiian indigenous person. You know what I mean? Somebody who family lineage dates back generations. And actually, not too many Hawaiians really are, full-blooded Hawaiians really are here right now. I mean, a lot of the Pacific Island people come from, like Micronesia, Philippines, and just other places. Obviously, some American, European. You get a whole Latino communities. So it's a melting pot just like anywhere else. You got Koreans, Japanese. So let's see here. Oh no, you don't need a passport when you're coming here. Okay. You don't need an international phone plan when you're coming here, okay? Because even my friends, they've been like, "Do I need a passport to go to Hawaii?" No, you don't. It's a state. I know a lot of you are like, "Oh yeah, Hawaii is a state, isn't it?" So I guess I don't need a passport. Okay, Spam, it's what's for dinner. You know, everyone thinks like when you come to Hawaii that everyone eats like so healthy, like nuts and fruits off trees, and we just go in our backyards and just pull coconuts out of the tree and just drink coconuts out of the coconut water out of the coconut, and you know, eat mangoes all the time and papayas and bananas, all that stuff, right? And just catch our own food and all that. Well, the truth is, most of our food is imported from other places, and spam is probably the most uh, consumed food item. Poke is a great food item. You know, seafood. There is ahi and mahi mahi and poi, and you know, there's other delicacies that you know, people have that they eat. But spam is spam's number one. I mean, they got spicy spam, all types of spam. I mean, I've seen barbecue spam. Goodness, I mean, the list goes on. You name it, they got it. Lemon spot spam. All right, here's one that's kind of funny. Does everyone live on the Big Island? The Big Island is the main island, right? No. The main island is called Oahu, also known as the Gathering Isle, and that's where Honolulu is. And they have the highest population. The Big Island has the third largest population. No, the second or third largest population. It's a toss up between Maui and Big Island. But yeah, most of the people are on Oahu. Yeah, you don't need an international plan. There's other things, you know, that, oh, how about this? I'm gonna go to Hawaii to get away from the cold weather. Well, guess what? It does snow on the Big Island. It does get dang cold up on Haleakala on Maui. Up in the higher countries on all islands, it gets a little bit chilly. I mean, even Kauai, you go up into Waimea Canyon, it'll start raining and you'll be like, ooh, it's cold, right? I mean, Mauna Kea, it gets cold. You better bring your windbreaker when you go up there. A lot of people think that, you know, moving to Hawaii is going to fix a lot of their problems, and yet again, it goes back to no different than anywhere else. I mean, does your quality of life improve if you're into these kind of things that they practice in Hawaii? Yeah, but do your problems just magically go away? No, and I think that has to be really emphasized because people think that there's some sort of magic that's involved in healing or something just in Hawaii. And I don't think that's true. I think maybe there could be some truth to an environment in Hawaii being healing. For example, if you go into a very beautiful climate and a very beautiful setting, just like if you were to do that in California or in New York or Florida or Panama or Costa Rica or Japan, you know, that can be said. But just moving to Hawaii does not mean that all your stresses and your anxieties are just all of a sudden going to magically improve. Okay? People think, well, I mean, some people have said they went to Hawaii with all types of different problems in their mind and they came back and changed persons. Sure, maybe you could say that. Okay. Everyone speaks Hawaiian, right? No, not everyone speaks Hawaiian. Not very many people do speak Hawaiian. More common than that for the locals would be the pidgin. That's, you know, pigeon bra, right? Saying auntie and uncle is common. There's, you know, it's one of those dialects that is funny, you know, like instead of saying, it's like, you know, that's cherry bra. Cherry means like that's, you know, that's primo, that's good, that's the bomb. The kind, you know, like that's, you know, that kind of stuff. But it's like a fast dialect. It's kind of faster than English. Outside of that, we went over surfing. Like I said, not everyone surfs. In this day and age, people want to know about Lilo and Stitch or Moana and Maui, and yet again, that's like this stuff's made popular by the media. It's not really like people over here. They probably didn't even know who Moana was or Moana is, or you know, until they make a movie about it. Maybe some people do, but you know, who knows? I would say then there's some superstitions that have been carried on for generations, and I've talked to some Hawaiians about them, and they'll even say, yeah, there were superstitions, but back in the old days, Hawaiians used to believe that something bad happened, it was because they did something. So like it was like a curse kind of thing, and that was how they viewed the lava and Pele. And I'm not saying that science has it all figured out by any stretch of the imagination, but one thing that would happen was the tsunamis. They've happened in 1946 and in 1963. In this day and age, the effects of a tsunami would not be as impactful as they would have been back then in those two eras, because we have now advanced warning systems. So, could you still say that there was like that way that earthquake that happens in Chile that sends the shock wave over thousands of miles to hit everything in its path, is because of something some people were doing in Hawaii as a curse? So science kind of brings a little bit more reason to it, and especially with the advanced reason or advanced warning. So the gods stuff like Pele and some of the other stuff, it is like a superstition. It's kind of like a same as like a leprechaun, and a fairy or something like this. It's not saying that I'm not disrespecting anyone who believes in that. I'm saying that to put your faith in it would be no different than if you were to put your faith in some other belief system, like a leprechaun, like a lucky leprechaun, right? Or a rabbit foot or a shamrock or something like this. Just to kind of, it is a superstition. Superstitions can be for luck or for, other things. So to I guess I'm saying this so that when you come over here, you're not just like, oh, they just said Pele, and then all of a sudden you're like, hear all these stories, and you're like, start believing it, and then you subscribe to it, and you put all your faith into it, and then you find out, it's just like horoscopes, right, or astrology, or anything really, any belief system that has some sort of superstitious element to it. I think all religions have been guilty of that. So, is it bad that people believe in it or still subscribe to it? No, because they have their rights to freedom of religion and all that, and I think that you can learn a lot from listening to them. Doesn't mean that it's necessarily something that you have to just believe in because all of a sudden you came to Hawaii and now all of a sudden you have to believe in Pele. It's up to you, but some food for thought. It's like if you remove a lava rock, right? Do you get a curse if you remove the lava rock? I've heard people who said that they have brought lava back to the mainland and nothing happened, and then I've heard people say, "Oh, we brought a lava rock and we had to return it," this and that. It says here's just an interesting story. In Hawaii, there's a popular belief that people who take a lava rock home from the Hawaii Volcanoes National Park on the Big Island will be cursed by the Hawaiian goddess of fire, Pele. According to Hawaiian mythology, Pele lives in the volcano on the Big Island and is an extremely vengeful being. There are also lava rocks mailed to the park office all the time by tourists who claim to have had bad luck after taking lava rocks home. So what's the deal with the curse? Is it fact or fiction? It says right here, it was made up by a park ranger. It says, first of all, you want a souvenir from Hawaii, please don't take a lava rock from the national park. Removing lava rock from the national park is illegal. As for the Hawaiian lava rock curse, don't worry, it's 100% not true. So, it's, yet again, it's superstitions that can be made up by just any old person who makes it up and then never tells people that they just made it up. It's like an assumption about something. So, there's just a lot of things to keep in mind. It's like, are there white sand beaches everywhere? I mean, is there paradise all over? No. I was on the plane the other day, and this lady, she's like, hey Debbie, my friend, or no, she goes, hey Debbie, did you know that's actually lava rock? And then some people looked around and they're like, yeah, that's lava rock. And And she's like, oh, I thought it was mud. But that's at the Kona airport. It's just one big giant lava field. Just shimmers really shiny black because there's no trees or any vegetation for miles. She thought it was all mud, but it was lava rock. But a lot of the islands are very arid. It's not like you're in this like jungle all the time or this tropical paradise. Sure, it does exist, but it's definitely not all over the islands. I mean, Kona is very arid. Kihei is very arid. There's just a lot of places that it doesn't rain very often. So not every place is just one rainforest island of Hawaii, right? So that's pretty much the gist of this video. So subscribe to the channel if you like.